These are the 5 indispensable systems that you need in your contracting business to ensure that you're saving yourself time and reaching new levels of wealth through your business. All right, so are you excited? We're going to be talking about 5 amazing systems that you can incorporate into your business, into your contracting business, to make sure that you are becoming wealthy and saving a ton of time not doing things the hard way and ensuring that your business continues to grow into the future long term. Before we get started, give this video a big thumbs, likes up. Super appreciate you for doing that. So we're going to be talking about lead gen, client experiences, employee development, financials, quality checks, whole bunch of stuff, how to create systems around it so that it's automatic and it's just like a conveyor belt of success to your business. The first one we're going to get started on is Evergreen Lead Generation. So as the name implies, evergreen means that, it doesn't matter what season, it doesn't matter if the economy's up and down, it doesn't matter if there's clients, on the phone or not, it's always going to be working and it's always going to be growing. So what types of things do I mean by evergreen lead gen? Well, YouTube videos are a great one. Blog articles are another great one. Get off of the social media hamster wheel where you've got to be posting every day, new pictures, doing this, tagging that, captions this, hashtags that. Sure, it'll get you a bunch of, quick wins, but you want to be setting up marketing and materials that stand the test of time. So take some time, take some, energy, put some thought into crafting specific marketing materials, articles, information that's going to last 1, 2, 3, 5 years so that you're always building your marketing and you're not having to spend tons of money on advertising and social media posting and hiring people to do all this stuff for you. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and it's definitely useful depending on the size of your business, but Evergreen Lead Gen is an amazing system. You want to be thinking of long-term content, consistent advertising, things that you can continue to use over and over again, and a referral and review process. So part of the Evergreen lead generation is having a great referral and review process. So a way to network in a systematized way, and then make sure that every time you're doing work for a client before, during, and after their project, you have a process for making sure that they are going to be referring you to, their neighbors, their friends, their family, whoever. You've got a process and procedure around it. And the reason you want to get this in place is because 1, it's going to save you a ton of money on, not having to do a whole bunch of advertising. And 2, like I said, you're going to be doing the work anyways and put it into marketing. You may as well make things that are long term. So YouTube videos like this are great. You may be a little shy on camera, whatever. There's tons of ways to do it. It doesn't have to be you and it doesn't have to be you on camera, but if you can get used to, videos are great because they can last a long time. Like I mentioned, blog articles, another thing. You're already an expert in what you do. You can use things like, ChatGPT, where you set an outline of, things that homeowners will want to know, like, zero emissions, housing, or, what to do seasonally on their house to save energy, how to, what's the difference between hardwood and laminate flooring. So there's all these things that you already know. You just have to type quickly, create an outline, let ChatGPT take, care of the hard work of writing out the article, and then you go in and refine it and customize it a bit. Get those on your website. It helps with SEO. It brings more people in. You can share it across all your channels. You can create videos from it, whatever you need to do. So this is a big system and a big kind of a concept and idea to get into places. Do the work once, continue to get paid for it throughout into the future. Who doesn't like that, right? I'm sure you do. I sure do. So number 2, second system, essential system to a thriving construction company is a world-class client experience. When I talk about world-class, I don't just mean it's good. I mean, it is amazing. World class. People want to talk about you. People can't believe the experience they've had with you. They enjoyed it so much. Doesn't mean you have to be the best contractor out there. Doesn't mean it has to be the highest quality work that's ever been, done. It doesn't mean, all that kind of stuff. It means that the experience that they had, you connected with them on a personal level. You treated them in a humane way. You had a system in place that took them from A to Z and explained, what they can expect through the construction process. Explained how you're going to be invoicing and charging them, that you talked with them, that you brought them to the project and walked them through, meetings during the project. that the communication was there if something went wrong. So there's all these things that are easy to know about, but not so easy to create a system for. But if you can build that system out to provide an amazing client experience, your business is going to thrive like nothing else. I'm sure you've gone to a restaurant before, or maybe a retail store where someone greeted you, they treated you really well, they were experienced, they walked you through the steps, they were calm, they were confident, and they just were able to give you that extra bit of service. It's not way above everybody else, but just that bit extra that you were expecting, that you just had a great experience for. You're going to go back, you're going to tell other people to go back, to them, you're going to refer business. So that's what you want to create. So really high level of service, start to finish. Little details do matter. So getting those little details right, especially for clients, listening to clients and making sure that things are taken care of. And these are going to be your best marketers ever. Clients who you provided a great experience for, they are going to refer you this year, next year, the year after. So over time, you have this huge base of clients that you provide a great experience for, because it's a system, because every client that goes through your business is going to get this level of world-class client experience. Does that make sense? All right, moving on. Step number 3, still with me here. There are 5 steps. You're definitely going to want to have all of these in your business because they all tie together, and it's a holistic approach to systematizing a business. The third one we're going to be talking about is employee development. So employee development, as probably a lot of contractors out there, myself included, when I started hammering nails and getting on site, is like most guys will hire you, go do this, they tell you what to do, and you learn through on-the-job experience. There is so much more that goes into developing employees, developing people. If you really take the time to invest in creating a system to help them with their skills, to appreciate them, to provide training, to provide some perks to them. So perks could be, the clothing that you give them. Yes, that's great. Could be things like, an extra day off here or there. It could be taking them out for pizza and beers, every month or what have you. So there's all these additional things to developing those relationships with your employees. That's really going to set you apart, and it's going to help you from having that constant turnover employees. I know this is like a huge pain point for this industry in particular, is having, people that just kind of, revolving door of new hires, of rookies, of guys that just can't cut it in the construction industry. A lot of it has to do with the leadership that you're providing, but also the system of the whole hiring process is super critical because you want the right people coming in. But after they're hired, the onboarding of letting them know what the job is, what they're responsible for, what the training process is for them. So you can show them a roadmap of if you continue to work with this business, these are the skills you're going to learn. These are the levels you can progress through. Right now you may just be a level 1 carpenter and not have very much, skills. This is the projected growth of your skills. And these are the things that, at 3 months, I want you to be able to do this efficiently. At 6 months, you should be able to work by yourself, getting these kind of projects done. Within 1 year, you should be able to train somebody else. So it shows the employee that, hey, if I stick around, there's like a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year plan for me with this business. They just start and you treat them like the new warm body on site. Go move that material, and you don't really take a care in developing them as a person. Probably not going to stick around, and your business is not going to thrive. So that is number 3. Moving on to step number 4, and then we've got 5 coming right after that. So step number 4 is the financial review. So reviewing financials, big system here, very important. If you don't know your numbers well, you are sailing your ship blind. You're the captain of your ship. You're responsible for your company, you're responsible for your people, you're responsible for the income, for your family, and for your life. But if you don't know your finances, if your bookkeeping's not up to par, if you're not reviewing things properly and making decisions for your business based off of solid financial reports, then you are sailing blind, and you're not going to get to where you want to go, and you'll probably sink your ship along the way if you don't pull out that map, put on a light, and figure out where you're going and where things are at. So things that you should know are job costing. You'll not build a profitable, thriving construction business that's going to stand the test of time if you don't have proper job costing in place. So you know where you're making money, where you're losing money, because without this information, you don't know how profitable you are for which types of projects, on which types of services that you're offering. You're really blind once again to what's going on. You just see that bottom line of oh, this month we made some money. Oh, this month we lost some money, but we didn't invoice enough clients. So, it's really easy to wash away mistakes when your numbers aren't in a good place. When you've got a paper that says John Smith project, we lost $10,000. It's like, oh shit, maybe I should go check and see, what did we do wrong? Did we estimate it wrong? Did we have the wrong guys on site? Did we have really bad weather? Did we get, slaughtered on our suppliers who prices just went up huge? So those kind of things are so definitely important. And financials is one of those systems where it can be intimidating, but once it's set up, it's just numbers, it's just math. And yes, you have to translate what it means, but getting the system rolling, there's not a bunch of human components to it. It's just really getting the right technology and the right process and the right people on board to set it up for you so that you can start doing this, and the right input of data, because the right data needs to be flowing through as far as which costs go to which jobs and which tasks and all those types of expenses and stuff like that. The second thing with financial reviews is the overhead. So you should know your overhead and be charging for it appropriately. So just charging a blanket, 15, 20, 25% markup on projects without knowing your overhead really doesn't help you, once again, because you're blind. Is that actually covering your overhead? Is that new truck that you bought, or that new software you got, or that new admin that you just hired? Those are all overhead. Is your percentage, can you afford those things, and how much of your overhead should you actually be charging in order to run a profitable business? So profitability, there's lots of different areas where profitability can slip here, there, and everywhere if you don't have a great financial review process system in place in your business. Making sense? All right, so that's a big one. Number 4 is a big one. Moving on, number 5, as I said, move right into it here. 5, the last one, the system that you need for a thriving construction company is really great quality checks. So this is something that cannot be understated, and it seems so ingrained into construction that it's just obvious, but how systematized is it and how fine-tuned is it? Because the quality of your projects can be greatly improved just through quality checks, and the end experience for the client, like we mentioned, as well as the experience for your employees, all hinge on these checks being done and being done in the right way. So during and after construction, you need checks constantly. How many times have you done a project, you did the rough-ins, you've drywalled, you've got to doing the, kitchen cabinets are going in, and it's where do we put that low voltage cable? Or why is, the countertops out, half an inch and now the stove doesn't fit? So there's all these little things, little details that if you would have caught early upstream creates so much more efficiencies, and your punch out list at the end of the project can be so much shorter and quicker, and the experience for everyone so much better with property quality checks of checklists, plus times when the checks should be done, with updates, sending weekly updates of quality checks, and just creating a really quality service, not just worried about the projects, but also checks for the quality of service as well. So everyone can understand that, you do a framing check to see if the walls are plumb and, doorways are the right size for the interior doors and all that stuff. Hopefully you're doing that. But how about service checks? Did we follow up with that client after we sent the estimate? Are we checking that? Did we send a regular update? Did we send the right invoice? Did we call the client 3 months after the project was complete to make sure that they're still happy with it, that there is no, issues that maybe got brushed under the rug that they didn't really want to call us about, but really they, aren't really, it's you could have done an amazing project. Your client 3 months from now, something's a little bit off. Maybe a door, maybe this or that. They don't want to call you. They don't want to, deal with the problem, but it's enough for them just to leave that little bit of, bad taste in their mouth as to maybe the quality was out. Maybe they didn't really care about this, or, it was a great experience, but as time goes on, people forget stuff and they're going to remember what's, every day, the door rubbing or, whatever. So having all of these quality checks in place for your service and for the product that you're doing as far as the actual construction. So super paramount. All right, you get those 5 right, you will thrive. You will have an amazing business. You will be profitable. You have amazing clients, amazing employees, and amazing quality. Here's to you. Check out the links in the description below. There's so much great stuff in there. I give free templates, bunch of free courses, all kinds of stuff that helps you with your business. No reason not to get those. And as always, check out our other videos. Got tons of great content coming at you every single week.